You didn't believe she was dead?
For a long time. I just refused to accept that she was gone. Part of, she would never do this to us, but also part of, maybe this is all part of a plan.
Was Princess Diana's death the only mystery of the British Empire? Well, you might be surprised to know it isn't. Prince William and Prince Harry, along with Prince Anne, are about to reveal secrets that have the power to drastically change her story. Get ready for the hidden truths behind the princess's life. Let's start with Prince Harry, who has been the most truthful when it comes to talking about his mother's life and the way she was treated. In multiple interviews, including his famous chat with Oprah Winfrey, Harry didn't hold back about how difficult things were for Diana behind palace walls. He described her as feeling incredibly alone, dealing with mental health challenges, and receiving little to no support from the royal family. Harry compared his own experiences from being trapped by the institution to what his mother went through, hinting that history was repeating itself with him and his wife, Meghan Markle. He spoke of how Diana struggled with constant media attention, feeling like she was always being watched and judged, yet rarely protected by the royal family. Prince William, meanwhile, has been more reserved in public comments about Diana. But even he has admitted that his mother faced overpowering pressure and was often left to fight for herself. William prefers to honor her legacy through his royal duties, particularly in his charity work and mental health support, a cause Diana was passionate about. Yet, despite his more formal tone, William has acknowledged the emotional toll Diana's life and the royal family took on her, especially toward the end of her marriage to Prince Charles. Now, Prince Anne, known for being one of the most private and stern members of the royal family, shocked many when she spoke about Diana. Anne has rarely shared her thoughts on her late sister-in-law, but the recent comments from her suggested that the royal family may have played a larger role in Diana's life struggles than we thought. She didn't directly accuse anyone, but her remarks fueled the flames of a long-standing theory that Diana's tragic death was not just an accident. It was a surprising moment because Anne was always been viewed as incredibly loyal to the monarchy. For her to even hint that the royal family might have contributed to Diana's downfall was enough to make headlines. Why are these revelations so shocking? Well, for starters, we've heard bits and pieces about Diana's struggle for years, but hearing her closest family members speak about it in such detail, and from their own personal experiences, adds a new layer of complexity. This is no longer just a story from outsiders or tabloids. This is coming from the people who were right there, living through it all. Harry's willingness to draw direct comparisons between his mother's situation and his own adds even more tension to an already strained relationship with the royal family. It feels like a family secret that's finally being exposed, and it changes the way many people view both Diana and the royal family. But how did Diana's death impact her sons differently? Harry and William both lost their mother when they were just boys, but their responses to her death and the royal family have been quite different. Harry has made it clear that Diana's struggle and the circumstances of her death deeply affected his decision to step back from the royal duties. He's been vocal about wanting to protect his own family from the same fate, especially from the constant invasion of the media. While William, too, was devastated by her death, his role as the heir to the throne meant that he had to process his emotions under the heavy burden of public expectation. He has chosen to stay within the royal fold, working to honor his mother's memory by continuing her charitable work. Both brothers clearly love their mother, but their different paths suggest they have slightly different views on how her life should be remembered. The official story behind Princess Diana's death is that it was a tragic accident. On August 31, 1997, Diana, her boyfriend, Dodi Al-Fayed, their driver Henry Paul, and bodyguard Trevor Rees-Jones were in a car trying to escape paparazzis in Paris. Henry Paul was speeding and lost control, crashing into a tunnel pillar. Diana and Dodi, who weren't wearing seatbelts, suffered fatal injuries. Henry Paul and Dodi died instantly, while Diana passed away a few hours later. Multiple investigations, including those by French and British authorities, found no foul play, attributing the crash to reckless driving and paparazzi interference. Princess Anne and Diana never got along perfectly, which reflected the bigger tensions within the royal family. In the 1980s and 1990s, Diana brought a fresh, modern vibe to the family that seemed stuck in the past. Her huge popularity and media presence reportedly made some senior royals, including Anne, uneasy. Anne, who valued tradition and duty, found Diana's celebrity-driven style quite different from her own. Though they weren't openly opposing, they didn't have a close relationship either. Princess Anne's comments also add an unexpected twist. For years, Anne has been seen as a no-nonsense royal, someone who keeps her head down and gets on with her duties. So, why is her opinion on Diana so surprising now? Partly because Anne rarely engages with the media and has historically been seen as a more reserved, especially when it comes to emotional or personal matters. Her decisions to speak up now, particularly about Diana's death, suggest that there might be more to the story than what we've been told for over the years. So, what does all of this mean for the royal family's reputation? It's complicated. In the UK, the royal family is still highly expected by many, but there's no denying that these revelations are making people question what really went on behind palace walls. Across the pond in the US, where Prince Harry and Meghan now live, there's been more suspicion of the monarchy, with many seeing the same treatment between Diana's treatment and Meghan's struggle with the press and family. As more people learn about what Diana went through, the once unshakable image of the royal family is starting to crack. Of course, it's impossible to talk about Diana's life without mentioning the key players who were involved during these years. King Charles III, who plays Prince Charles at the time, has always been a critical figure in the story. His affair with Camilla Parker Bowles, now Queen Consort, was one of the reasons his marriage to Diana fell apart. While Charles has worked hard to repair his public image, these new revelations threaten to reopen old wounds and remind people of how painful parts of his past. The idea that the royal family, or even Charles himself, might have had a hand in Diana's death really damages his carefully built reputation. For years, people have painted Charles as a man stuck by duty, but these new revelations cast a big shadow on that image. The media's role in Diana's life was also huge. From the moment she married Prince Charles, Diana was followed everywhere by photographers, and it was this constant press attention that led to the car chase on the night she died. Both Harry and William have been vocal about how much the media affected their mother, with Harry in particular blaming the paparazzi for her death. It's no surprise that Harry has spoken out about the way the media treated his wife, Meghan, drawing parallels to how the media harassed Diana. A common myth about Princess Diana is that she was just a helpless victim. In actuality, she took the initiatives to use her fame to support issues like the prohibition on landmines and HIV/AIDS awareness. Recent disclosures of her challenges with the royal family shows her ability to endure it in difficult times. They also questioned the idea that royal negligence was the only reason for her death. A fresh layer of mystery is added by the possibilities that her death was intentional, leading us to a question whether there was a more deliberate attempt to remove her from the public eye. The recent revelation from Prince Harry, Prince William, and Prince Anne have made us rethink not just Diana's legacy, but the role of the monarchy. The royal family has faced scandals before, from Edward VIII's abdication to Princess Margaret's love life, but the idea that the monarchy might have been involved in the death of one of its most beloved members is on a whole new level of scandal. If this turns out to be true, it could seriously damage the monarchy and trigger demands for significant changes or possibly its removal. Diana's public image changes dramatically, from the perfect princess with a fairy tale wedding to a symbol of determination as she faced personal struggles. Her tragic death solidified her status as an icon, but recent revelations have shown that we still don't know everything about her life and death. The new insights from her sons and Princess Anne have only added more layers of mystery and interest to her story. There's no doubt that Diana's legacy remains as powerful as ever, but these recent revelations show that her story is far from over. It's clear that the world is still struggling with what really happened to the people's princess, and as her sons continue to share their truths, the conversation about her life, her struggles, and her untimely death will only grow. As Diana's story remains unresolved, new revelations continue to shape our views of her legacy. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our latest updates. Do let us know your thoughts in the comment section. We will see you guys next time.